when performance can be enhanced in life and work, there's always going to be opportunities for people to use and abuse that substance. And I guess it's a question of how far do we actually take that non-ordinary state, and how far can we actually take that so it actually becomes a misuse, I suppose. And it's a really tricky one to kind of think about. One thing, if you look at sport and athletics, is that the kind of, the biological passport, actually testing the blood and the markers there. But what if we actually said brain chemistry was subversive, and actually what if we drew a problem there, and actually it's not because of a substance they're taking, it's more of how they're creating the environment around them to be at the very best. We do see examples, I'm not sure if it's misuse, but obviously in retail, sales environment, advertising environment, to try and get someone to connect to that kind of flow state, that environment of or being something or someone, which is fine, I guess, if it's not abused. In terms of video games, that perhaps taking it to another level, they can be quite an addictive, flow is an addictive state, right? So if you can engineer that in a product, e.g. a video game, then you've got that addiction to, I just can't stop playing that game on level 12 and I've got 400 to go, or whatever it might be. But I guess it's a case of how far do you take that? You want a rich and worthwhile experience, otherwise the game's dull and you're not going to come back to it. But how far do you take it? And I'm okay with it, I think. I think where we can go right now anyway, I'm okay with where I see it right now and how far we can take it, because you want to optimize your product. In terms of what I do in training, I'm trying to optimize that product. So I want to make sure the room is right. I want to make sure I've got air. I've got air, a view out the window. I want air as well. That's quite important. Water. That's the word I was looking for. You've got water. You've got. I always arrange the seats as best I can to optimize that state, and that's not manipulating. That's not really misusing, even though we know that flow, the environment is very, very important to flow. But we're leveraging, I suppose. So we're using, leveraging, optimizing rather than misusing. Back to the video games to talk about Nicholas Kardaras, I think it is, an education specialist. Okay, he describes games, we're talking about video games again. Games are a multi-billion-dollar industry, we know that employ the best neuroscientists and behavior psychologists to make them as addicting as possible. So yeah, that makes me a little bit uncomfortable. Ultimately, I think if we optimize who we are and what we do as a team organization, as a product, I think that's okay. But maybe there'll be a time when we're tipping the balance too far.